Good morning, students. Our today's topic is to find out electric field intensity due to a thin, infinite plane sheet of charge. This is one of the most important application of Gauss theorem. So, for calculating the electric field, let us consider a thin, infinite plane charge sheet like this. That the length is infinite. So, this charge, say positive charge, is distributed uniformly over the surface of this film or sheet. Let sigma is the surface charge density of this plane sheet, and we have to calculate the electric field at a point, say P. Let this point P is at a distance, say small r, from the plane sheet. Now, from symmetry, it is observed that the magnitude of electric field at a particular point from this plane sheet on the either side, that is towards right or it may be towards left from the sheet, is remains same. That is, for example, if we consider say another point similar to that point P, that is a point Q, which is at a similar distance r from the plane sheet. So the magnitude of electric field at point P and Q is same, and its direction is also radially outward, okay, as it is a positive charge. This direction is represented by vector A, means the direction of electric field. So for this, now for the calculation of electric field using Gauss theorem, let us consider a Gaussian surface which contains point P and Q both. So here we consider a cylinder passing through the sheet, and this cylinder must also contain the 2 points, that is P and Q both. Okay, let the surface area of the cylinder is say ds. Oh, sorry, the cross sectional area of the cylinder is ds. Now the cylinder having three surfaces. First one is this curved surface of the cylinder, say it is surface 1. Second surface is the this edge of the cylinder, and third surface is this one. Now the direction of this surface area is represented by vector n cap like this. Okay, so now it is clear from the diagram that the vector E and normal to the surface, that is second surface, are in same direction. So this surface contribute to the electric flux. Similarly, this surface is also contribute to the electric flux, but as the normal to the surface, that is curved surface, is perpendicular to the direction of electric field, so this curved surface do not contribute to the total electric flux of the system. So here we conclude that in case of first surface, electric field is perpendicular to the normal component, so this surface do not contribute to the electric flux, to the electric flux, but surface second and third contribute to the surface integral, or we can say flux. So the total electric flux through the Gaussian surface, that is cylinder, is given by the two times, that is flux must be equal to two times means the same flux, that is E dot ds for the surface second and same flux E dot ds for the surface third. So we can write it as 2 times of E dot ds. Okay, it may be write as E ds. Okay, as the surface encloses by the cylinder is only ds, or we can say surface area or area of cross section is ds. Say this is, say, equation first. Okay, now if sigma is the surface charge density, we can say if sigma is surface charge density, that is sigma is charge upon the surface area, that is ds. So from this equation q must be equal to sigma into ds. Say it is equation second. Now using Gauss theorem we get, Gauss theorem says the total electric flux must be equal to the q by epsilon naught time, epsilon 1 by epsilon time the total charge. So using equation this first and equation second, in this equation we get phi must be equal to this 2 times of E ds, which is equal to q, that is sigma into ds, which is equal to sigma into ds by epsilon naught. Now ds is cancelled out, so we are remaining with E must be equal to sigma by 2 into epsilon naught, which shows that the electric field is related with the surface charge density only. So we can say that electric field is independent on the distance of point from the sheet, that is r. Okay, so we can say due to this plane sheet of charge the electric field remains constant or uniform. Okay, and it is always radially outward. For sigma positive means for a positive charge electric field is uniform and radially outward. Similarly, if sigma is negative, that is for the negative charge, field is radially inward. Okay, so one more is the special case, that is if we consider this plane sheet having some thickness, that is if sheet having some thickness and each surface having equal or same charge density, that is density. Okay, that is shown in the diagram like this. Say if sheet is this, if this sheet is of some thickness like this, if this sheet having say this some thickness and surface charge density is same on the front surface as well as in the back surface also. Okay, and on both surface it is say sigma. Okay, then the electric field due to this plane sheet, that is front surface at point P, is E, that is outward, say it is E1. Okay, similarly for this sheet, that is the back surface of this sheet, electric field is again normally outward and it is same, having say magnitude E2. Okay, as the electric field is independent of the distance, so E1 must be equal to E2. So we can write E1 must be equal to E2 here, and both are uniform, that is sigma by 2 epsilon. So it is equation 1. Now at point P there are two electric fields in the same directions. Okay, as E1 and E2 are in same direction, then the resultant field is given by the sum of the two magnitude of the electric field, that is E1 is equal to E1 plus E2. So we can write it is sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught, that is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. So this is the net electric field at a point P due to a plane sheet having some thickness. Okay, so it is equation 4. Second. So this is all about the electric field intensity at a point due to a thin plane sheet. Thank you very much.